Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Rahim Show. This is where tonight we are going to be discussing Valentine conversation. We know tomorrow is the actual day for Valentine, but we are having a pre-Valentine night, and I'm being joined by the CEO of LCI and Limited Capital Investment, right? Yeah. So we've been joined by Limited Capital Investment CEO on this show tonight. To our viewers out there who are watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome. This is the Rahim Show, and I'm your host, Ricky Ali. So we are going to be talking about love because we know tomorrow is the actual day where people are going to take their spouse, their fiance, the girlfriend, the friend, the loved one. You know, most time people think Valentine to be just, your wife or your loved one. But I mean, you can take your mom. Your mom can be a Valentine for you. Your sibling can be a Valentine. Even your child can be a Valentine for you. So welcome to the show. Ramsey, a friend of mine. I know you be my former president from our club. So I been knowing you for almost 10 years now. So I know you to be a good brother and friend. So welcome to the show. We'll have you introduce yourself so that our viewer out there can get to know you. And then after that, we can jump into why we are here. We are not actually here for a long time, but we are just having a love conversation tonight to just take us through our pre-Valentine Day collab. So welcome to the show. You are muted. We can't hear you. You are muted. You are still muted. You are still muted. You might want to fix your audio because you are muted. I guess you can hear me, right? I'm not hearing you, Ronson. Well, to our viewer out there, welcome to the Rahim Show. As you all know, I'm your host, and I'm being joined by the CEO of Limited Capital Investment. We are here to have our pre-Valentine Day collab tonight. So if you're following the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome. There is a number we're going to share momentarily for you to be a part of the show. And just join. We're having a fine, great night, and it's just about love. We're going to talk more about love. So if you feel you want to be a part of the conversation tonight and just add some some information to what we are discussing tonight, we're going to share the number momentarily so you can be a part of the show, and we highly appreciate your comment. Please share the live and make some comment and follow. We highly appreciate that. So I'm waiting for my guest to adjust his audio because I'm not hearing him. Ramsey, are you there? I'm not still hearing you, brother. Yeah, you can go and come back. Okay, you can go and come back. Use the same link. Well, folks, tonight let me edit this. Okay, he's back. He's back.
Sir,
You might
can you hear me?
you want to face. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly now. I'm hearing you clearly now. So,
Awesome, awesome. My apologies.
oh, no,
Sometimes
no problem.
technical
It
difficulties.
happens. I think it's because you were on the phone earlier, so that's why that audio had a little. Uh, yeah, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly. Okay. Okay. We, uh, I mean, I think you're supposed to introduce yourself, but let's start the show, I know, over so we can see how we can. Let me begin the show again so we can. Let's see whether I can. It won't allow me to start end the broadcast. But let's just
Continue.
begin the conversation. Introduce yourself. Welcome to the show. For our viewer out there, if you're following the show via Facebook and YouTube, this is the Rahim Show. I'm your host, Ricky Ali, and I'm being joined by Limited Capital Investment CEO, Ramsey Jan, a friend and true brother of mine, who served as a president for our club. And he's on our show tonight, and we are going to have love conversation. As you all know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. A lot of people celebrate this day, and we are just discussing about love. So momentarily, we're going to share the number to call in and just share something about love, something that you feel is important to the discussion tonight. And you are welcome. Those of you who are watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome. Please share the podcast, make some comment. We highly appreciate you. So to our guest tonight, we want you to introduce yourself as we always do. It's a tradition. When you come here, let our viewer know who you are, and then we can just join into our conversation tonight. So Ransom, welcome.
Yes, sir. For sure, for sure. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be on your show. My name is Ramsey Ja, and I am the founder and CEO of Liberty Capital Investment. It's a real estate investment franchise. We focus on long-term and short-term investment in the DMV area.
Uh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's a brief introduction, and it's good to know that. So and I guess we are here for love, but maybe I might ask you, because a lot of you are out there who want to also take advantage of the investment option that you might talk about later on during our show. But let's get started into what we are here. And when we hear about love, what comes to your mind, Ramsey, when you hear about love, especially knowing tomorrow is a day where you see millions of people taking their spouse, to a special place, just expressing love deeply and and going beyond. So, what do you think love, is when you hear about Valentine's Day?
So first of all, we cannot do anything in this life, without acknowledging God. So I will first of all like to say, to answer your question, I will emphasize on the biblical reference,
Yeah,
and that is a passage from First Corinthians chapter 13 that teaches that love is selfless,
yeah,
love is enduring, love is pure, uh, love is a perfect framework, to say the least. And love is to be celebrated every day. Um, yeah, for me, love is a beautiful thing.
yeah,
If I would put it in my own layman word, love is a beautiful thing. But like I stated earlier, by using the biblical reference from the First Corinthians chapter 13, love is selfless.
yeah, yeah. I'm glad that you pointed out, because most time people think that uh, by loving somebody, it means that you just because I get that in our world today it's hard to find real agapic love that the Bible describes, unconditional. A lot of people today want to love you because of certain things they can gain, and love is actually selfless. When you love somebody, you begin to even deny yourself. It's sacrificial. One thing I wanted to borrow in that word sacrificial is actually sacrificial, because if you look at even Christ, why you think God was able to send His Son? It's because of love, because He loved so. That's why He said, For God so loved the world." That's why He sent His Son. So, how many people are willing to make that sacrifice today? So it's kind of hard. So, We are talking about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, is a day more people honor, their loved ones, and where they express affection, and they go beyond. So, what does Valentine really represent to you in your own, understanding? What does the word Valentine? What does it really, say to you, or what does it really represent, to you, if you were, looking at it from your own personal perspective?
I mean, Valentine, I mean, although, we as people in this modern time, in this modern day and age, we as people tend to like, make this Valentine thing like, you know, something where people commercialize it, people do all these sorts of things. For me, Valentine, it's an everyday thing because we as Christian, we believe, to share love, like you just said, love is, you have to make sacrifice. So you can express love in so many different ways. For me, I see love as volunteering, like volunteerism, the act of volunteering.
Yeah,
If I can go to a neighborhood, to a community with, or or even my neighbor, right? I have a neighbor who is older, right? He and his wife. The snow during the snow season, I take upon my responsibility to clean my portion of my yard and portion of their yard so that they don't have to do that. That's love, you know. That's love. That's They never asked me for these services, but I do it. And I never, it's not. I'm not doing it for anything. I'm doing it because I say, okay, based upon my background and tradition, how can I love my neighbor as I love myself? So I see love. It's something that you cannot describe, but it comes in so many different forms. But you and I being two different worlds, and and Ricky, I would say this not because I'm on your platform, but I really admire you for the simple fact that it's not a simple fact, because even the Bible say a man who find a wife find a precious thing, and
yeah,
and you in that position of a husband, you have a established family,
yeah,
so you will see love in a whole different dimension, or have experienced love in a whole different dimension compared to a gentleman like me who stays trying to figure out this thing, and stay single and stuff like that. But again, like I said, man, love is an act of selflessness. Is voluntary, volunteering, like seeing the need and not asking and going ahead and and reaching out.
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that you point that out. I mean, you can talk about love, and it's actually like the word selfless that you need to talk about. When you love somebody, you will be really selfless. So it's important for people to know that. And for our viewer out there who are watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to say welcome to our pre-Valentine collabo tonight. I'm being joined by Liberty Capital Investment CEO Ramsey Jam. He's here with me. Please share the podcast, make some comment, and we highly appreciate you for that. And I've already shared the number on the screen. We are talking about love tonight. If you think you can contribute to the discussion tonight, please call that number. The number to call is 443-312-9435, and just share something about love tonight. We are talking about love. What does love represent, to you? So Ramsey, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. And a lot of people who celebrate Valentine's Day mainly, I know this is a day where they show some sign of appreciation to their loved one, and they exchange cards, they do all sorts of things. Some people even travel a lot, take
Yeah.
their family out and travel and have fun. But then, yeah, other people are saying that there is no need, to celebrate Valentine, because Valentine should be a everyday, tradition. Like if you love somebody, it don't have to necessarily be a special day. What do you make of the argument? Because I mean, I think it is true that you love somebody almost every day. You show that affection, but there should be a special day where you can go above. But a lot of people say, "Oh, but I always show affection to the one that I love." And I always do things. What is the extent of me, celebrating Valentine? Because I don't think it really gave any meaning to me. So what will you, say about, and what will you, analyze between that line of people saying, "Oh yeah, it is not important."
So it's not any right and wrong, answer. It's a balanced discussion.
Yeah,
Some would say it's a balanced argument, right? However, for for common example, like you have a birthday, I have a birthday.
yeah,
So it's okay. for people to take February 14 as a national or international day that people can say, okay, today is specifically for love. Today is called Valentine's Day. We're going to celebrate Valentine's Day. You know. So yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's a problem. The only concern I have is the way people commercialize it. You know, over the years it has evolved. I don't know about you, Reiki, but for me, I got to know about Valentine's when I think Valentine was mostly celebrated in Ghana before even in Liberia, right?
Yeah.
uh, so Valentine is something that it became a thing to me. It was never something that it was like on a broad spectrum like that in Liberia, right? But over the years, coming overseas and prior to coming overseas, we've been seeing people doing this. From high school, I started celebrating Valentine. So I think it shouldn't be an argument. It's a choice. People should have the right to choose on how their daily lives go about what they want to celebrate and stuff like that. But Valentine's Day, we adapted Valentine's Day, and I don't think people should change it. I think it should still be there to celebrate. But people want to go above and beyond. Well, yeah, people will do what they want to do to make themselves happy. Sometimes people don't have the financial capacity to do these things, and sometimes people just want to surprise their significant other or their wives. But again, a little act of you know service can make somebody happy. You don't have to spend $1 million to express your love.
Yeah.
So celebrating Valentine's Day, I think, is essential. I think in the modern world, as we go about doing things, it's the society norms. It's what society want.
Yeah, yeah. A little background about this whole Valentine things. It said the holiday was named after Saint Valentine, a Christian martyr, who died on February 14th. And the Roman Catholic Church may have established this particular holiday to honor two martyrs executed by the Roman Empire, Claudius II, in the third century. That is just a little, background. And it said the
Mhm.
customs of exchanging Valentine may have begun in Europe and the United States in the 18th century. That's when you see Europe and United States begin to, assimilate and to have this kind of culture into there, and then celebrate the whole thing about Valentine. So most people, like you said, right there, said, right, it depends on how you see Valentine. A lot of people, I think it's important because as much as we celebrate, one another every day, it's important to have that particular day, to do something extra, for your spouse or for your child or for anybody. Most people think that Valentine's Day is only, you know, they only, restricted to, somebody who is your beloved. No, I don't think Valentine was only. I know it carries a love story, but it's also tell you that you can express affection for anybody. It could be your sibling, it could be your son Ramsey. Maybe for instance, if you say, "Oh yeah, I'm taking my son as my Valentine, for tomorrow," it could be that person. I,
Yeah.
I could say, my sweetheart, I've been celebrating a lot of time with you. This time around, I'm taking my mom. She would have to reason, although she would have to receive a gift, for the day, so that she can, but I could tell her, say it could be a compromise where I celebrate, my mom, as the Valentine for that year. So it could be so as we talk about Valentine, right? A lot of people think that because this particular day is associated with some kind of pagan tradition, so most of them fear that being a Christian, you are actually celebrating a holiday that doesn't represent the kind of person you are. So I don't know why people will tend to say this kind of thing. So what would you say when people say that kind of thing?
So, based on the based on the historical content that you just mentioned, uh, I think this also has to do with injustice
Yeah,
because based on the historical fact that I came across, it also had to do with injustice. So, so the Empire Claudius, legend having, it is said, in history that Valentine's legend, it says that Valentine secretly married couples,
Yeah.
believing in love
Love.
power, to defy injustice. So again, every where we are as human beings today, we have evolved over time. Today, can you imagine? It's the year 2025. When we were in school, we were learning about AD. So there are tradition that has been passed on that we have adapted.
Yeah.
The way our forefather used to dress, that's not how we dressing today. Look at
Yeah.
how you dress in your
Yeah.
beautiful red. Look at how I am dressed. Our forefather was not dressing like this.
Yeah.
We never had social media.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's again, people will always have the will always have, you know, their opinion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those all matter, right? But what I would say is, we as human, we have come a long way. So it is important to have certain tradition that other people practice, and you learn about it. You say, "Oh, I love this tradition. I'm going to adapt." You know, Look at education. We learned. It was something that we adapted, and today we say, "Oh, this is a good way we can go," and we learn and we adapt. So the issue of the historical context and people, the only thing I would say, if you compare Valentine's to that of what you call the thing, what you call the holiday, Halloween, it's too different. I don't celebrate
Yeah. It's
Halloween.
too different. Yeah, you're right.
I don't celebrate Halloween. This is more stronger. This have more better benefit to the world compared to Halloween.
Yeah.
This is a love story we're talking about here. We're talking about something that people use to defy injustice. Just say, for reason, if the government of America or the government of Liberia said nobody getting married, and the citizens said we would get married, and over time, marriage become a thing. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Isn't that a good thing? I think for me, I think that is a good thing. So that's just my one or two cent on that.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And then one thing I want to mention here is, a lot of time people try to compare these, special day with something, whether it is, mentioned in the Bible or so. Valentine's Day is not mentioned in the Bible, but you know, he does fulfill the prophecy of Christ concerning the persecution of his faithful. Saint Paul also referred to the same when he read to the Roman saying, "Who shall separate us from the love of God? Shall tribulation or peril, or score?" These are the word of God. So most time we tend to make like you mentioned about Halloween. Halloween is for me. I don't even celebrate Halloween. Even my kids, I can tell them, I say we're not celebrating Halloween because I know it's a little bit different. One of the things I borrow from Valentine is not just because of the past tradition, of the story, right? But if you look at truly, it was a love story, right? So we all know that when you are in love, or when it could be somebody that you love, So the idea of attracting, taking away that particular segment about the love aspect, and we found a day where they say, okay, this is a day, we are going to, because of this happening, we are going to celebrate this day as a love day. So that's the point. I think it's important that people should understand love. Love is very important, and it's a time where you can express deep love, for somebody you really love. So I don't see the reason why people should say, "Oh, because this is not written in the Bible," and and they say, because even the birth of Jesus Christ, as we were saying, right? According to the Jewish calendar, history tells us that Jesus was born between November and I say October and November from the Jewish calendar at the time. But because this particular Christmas was a pagan day, and in order for people to erase the pagan day, they have to use the birth of Jesus Christ so that that particular pagan day can just be erased from that from the, and which was a good decision making by the scholar at the time. So because they could, there was no way that they could find when Jesus was born. They studied how there were no exact time they could really, come up with. So they say, okay, you know, uh, come up with a time, and just use this particular picking day, and just, so I'm not trying to go into deep because we are talking about love day, let me tell our viewer out there who are watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, welcome to the Rahim Show. We are talking about love tonight. It's our pre-Valentine Day collabo, and I'm being joined by the CEO of Limited Capital Investment. He's going to talk about that, momentarily about investment. So you can have some way to meet him and then make some investment for yourself and your family. But the number that's on the screen, the number to call is 443 312 9435. Call and just be a part of the discussion. We are talking about love. It's all about love. Tomorrow is an actual day, but we're just having this collabo tonight, Valentine collabo. So if you want to be a part of the show, call that number. I'm waiting for my first caller to make the call on the show. So just share something about love. We are talking about love, and I'm here with my friend and brother Ramsey Jai. He's the CEO of Limited Capital Investment. So Ramsey, let leave the law aspect a little bit. Tell me about what do you guys do at the Limited Capital Investment? I know the name already sounds like investing. So what do you guys do, and how can people, know and take advantage of these services that you provide?
So, so the name is Liberty,
Oh,
Liberty,
Liberty. Okay, Liberty.
like the
Okay,
love
sorry.
of liberty.
Yeah,
So, Liberty Capital Investment. Well, to be honest with you, I would love to count on a specific
oh,
segment where we're talking
specifically.
about business and
Yeah.
give more insight. But just an overview is that we right now we focusing on uh, real estate investment. So we do contracts. So we find contractors to renovate your property.
Okay.
We find contractors to sublet your homes. So let's say if you have a vacation home and you probably live in Florida and your vacation home is in Maryland or is in Washington D.C., we can manage that for you. You don't have to worry. We can take full, control of your property. And if you want your property to make money for you, we can also do that. This is new. I have a business partner as well, who is my mentor. We have a John LLC, and we also have our own separate LLC. But we are about a year now, and we have attended series of business conferences, including international business conference. So yeah, we trying to work our way around, to help people understand, the portion of the real estate that we are into. So we are into um, horse hiking, we are into Airbnb, single family home. When we're also trying to branch out to like uh, multiple units and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you mentioned that we should save that whole, you just gave the overview, but we can save that for when we are talking about light up business aspect. Then, we can have you come, and explain uh, to
For
our
sure.
viewer out there so that they can take advantage because a lot of people, to be honest, uh, people are making money, but they don't know how to invest this money. So it is a very good opportunity that they can, use the money to invest in something that they can you profit from. So
Something that can
somebody
make
sent me a
money over
message here.
time.
Somebody
Yeah.
sent me a message and say, ask Ramsey, what is your love life for tomorrow?
My love life for tomorrow. So as Reiki said at the top of the show, as Reiki said at the top of the show, anybody can be your love. Okay, you can even listen, even yourself. My love life for tomorrow. Guess what? You know what I'm doing tomorrow, Reiki? I'm pampering myself. I'm going to a spa tomorrow. I'm getting a full body massage.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm getting a full body massage. So let that person know this is what Ramsey is going to do tomorrow, a full body massage. And after that, I'm going to take myself to go eat and I'm going to take myself to the movie. And then later on, I'm going to get my son and he's going to spend the weekend with me.
Okay, that's good. I mean, it's also a very nice thing to do. I mean, Valentine. I mean, if you don't have uh, one would say beloved, you can treat yourself well, brother. I mean,
Yeah.
like tomorrow, I already booked ticket for movie night for me and my wife. We
Nice.
are gonna have a little, time together. After that, we drink our little one or two, wine or good wine, and then we make ourselves feel comfortable, and then we come back home. At least we have celebrated. We're just going to have fun at the theater, go to the movies, just chill, watch the love. And the good thing about it, they are having a love movie that is showing. So, I mean, I was just, amazed by what you said. So I said, let me share my own,
Yeah,
yeah, own issue about tomorrow, how I plan to celebrate. But I mean, it's a good thing. And I'm glad you're going to a spa, take care of yourself, brother. I mean, no one
yeah,
can, do it for you except you do it for yourself. And, I mean, I'm glad that the person said, yeah, you answered the question. So their viewer, maybe they don't want to, come live. So they say, they send me a text. So I know our viewer out there who are watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, we are having a pre-Valentine, love night. So please call the number. The number is on the screen, 443-312-9435, and just share something about love. We are talking about love, and tomorrow is Valentine. What does Valentine means to you out there? Please call and share. Or you can, text me like the other person who just text me. Text me something, and we can discuss it. So Ramsey, let's come back to love. We are talking about love. We know, our Bible say love is kind, love is patient, and today we don't find some of those things that God mentioned about love is kind, love does not envy, love does not jealous. But today we see, the issue of finding true love today is one of the difficult things today. I mean, you will find somebody who you invest your love, but then the person have different motive. So,
yeah.
what do you think is actually needed for people who, pretend to be like they're in love, but deep down they are not really in love?
For my little time on Earth, about 30 years plus now, I don't have much to really give to that. But for my little experience,
Yeah,
what I can tell you, bro, is like it's like this: love yourself first,
yeah,
be intentional, okay? And most often people say, "Oh, it's good to find love in the church." Yes, I believe that 100%. But you can find love anywhere.
yeah.
You know, my thing is love in our generation has become one of the most difficult tasks we can ever handle or settle as human being. Even the daily job we go to, it's not difficult as compared to like managing love these days.
Yeah.
The internet has destroyed love in so many ways,
Oh yes.
and people want to emulate other people and they don't know who these people are. They just see them on social media. So for me as a young man, I find it very difficult, me not, you know, waiting to just settle for anything because of my experiences, which of course it's not anybody's fault. It's just my own experience. So at the end of the day, the society we live in, and especially those of us, overseas and stuff like that, we don't really value love. We value friendship. You know, People we just say the word love, 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 but it's not practical like in our lives and stuff like that. So for me, one of the approach that I took to really become a better human being or to be a person that can be able to express the word love and live by what love is to draw myself closer to God. Is to learn that biblical teaching of what love is to follow in that footprint. I'm not a preacher, I'm not a pastor, but the word of God declared upon me that I am a priest.
Yeah.
And in so
Very
doing,
important. Yep. Yep.
yes, and in so doing, I should follow the footsteps of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And with that, everything I ask for, will come true. And that's what I try to do over the years and try to work on that and try to get better with my relationship with God and stuff like that. But in today's day, I can tell you, brother, our family members who are born onto the union of Liberians, we are African. They come into this country, they tell you in the face. I have a family member that tell me they don't believe in God.
Wow.
You know, Not to castigate anybody, but you see that, you see how things can get complicated, So life is just so tedious by itself, and love is one of the most difficult aspects. We see around ourselves, we see in our cycle every day, we see people trying hard to bring people, to bring family together. And you will see for little or nothing, you will see that this person is not with that person again, or I am not with that person again. It's all because of petty things. It's because the love that used to be there, we didn't nurture that love. We didn't
Yeah,
we didn't follow, better teaching. We didn't have any examples in our life to rely on. So for me, I'm trying to build my example for my children. I can tell my son I love you. My father never told me he loved me. So these are all contributing factors. My mother, I never remember my mom telling me that she loved me. I never remember my dad telling me that he loved me. May his soul rest in peace. I just buried him, a couple of weeks ago. But these are things that I want to do for my kids. These are things I'm doing for my son at this age. Why he don't even understand it. I kiss him in the forehead. I tell him I love him and stuff like that because I want to build that foundation.
yeah, yeah. As I listen to you, I learn a lot from you. And then also knowing you, you are a good father for your son, and that's the same thing we all try to do. To become a role model, because the Bible says, "Be imitator of Christ as dear children." So and put that same value into our children, so they can become a good citizen of His kingdom. I'm glad, because there is nowhere, as we talk about love tonight, there is nowhere you can leave God out of the equation in your life. If you do that, then I'm telling you, your life is like, I don't know what is holding you. You know, so
It's
we should
empty.
never leave God out of the equation. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. And then the issue about finding real love these days, it's possible, but it's a little bit hard, because most people today don't actually cultivate real love, but
Yeah.
rather the law will either be based on what they see you,
Physical attraction.
yeah, physical attraction, and when they see that you
Economical factor, what you have, how much money
everything,
you
all
make.
the things, yeah,
Like nowadays, women are judging men to have a six-figure job, to have a decent home, to have a decent car, and to provide a same for them. But
yeah,
that woman who is demanding me to have all of these factors don't even have any of those things.
yeah,
So how are you measuring me by something that you cannot even afford?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
how are you putting me in that category? So you know what happened now? So now men are beginning to we have become rewired in the American society or in the developed world. We have become rewired that we're going on these pop the balloon shows
yeah,
and we're looking at girls and listening to them and popping balloons. Girls looking at us and listening to us and popping balloons because of the way we dress, because of the way we look, because of the way we speak. Bro, how did we come here? How did we get here?
yeah. I don't think love should be measured by those things that we just mentioned. When you love somebody, it should be genuine, and it should be true, because that's what love is. Love covers a lot of things. But today we find people who will say, "Oh, I love you," but in a heart, that thing, that love, is no longer even on the tablets of their heart. Because if you say you love somebody, it has to be written on the tablets of your heart, because that law will make you to cherish a person, whether they have it or not. But these days, like you mentioned, they want you to have certain, you want you to be a certain status in your life. Then, and the sad thing about it is, you want me to be this, right? But where are you two who want me to be this? So you see, it become a problem, because if you are not willing to make sacrifices, then you say, "Oh, I'm basing this love on this things or that thing," then it becomes the issue. Then which means you're not loving the person for who they are, but
Yeah.
rather loving the person for what they have. And knowing that when that thing leaves the person's life, and you know that all of those things we have today, they are all temporal. Money, things, it will come and go. So
Even
when
our lives, even the
yeah,
life we are
yeah,
living is
yeah.
borrowed.
So you see, so don't base your love on just because of the things the person have. Have a genuine love. So to our viewer out there, we're gonna take a little 1 or 2 minute break. When we get back, we'll resume our uh, um, love conversation for our pre-Valentine Day collabo, and I'm being joined by Ramsey Jam, and we are having a great conversation here about love. So if you want to be a part of the show, the number is on the screen: 443 312-9435. Call in or send me a message like the other person who sent me the message and asked a question. Send me a message. We highly appreciate your contribution. Ransel, let's take a 2 minute break. When we get back, we can just wrap it up because we don't want to stay here for long. I know we both have, a lot of things to do. We got to relax our mind. So let's take a break. When we get back, and we will resume our show as usual. All right, let's take this break, and we will be right back.
They love your girl like roller coaster. People come around when they see your money, oh. Everything I like, tell them say your money fini, oh. You know who say, you know who yeah you, oh yeah. They love your girl like party, everybody we rap it when the fool finish, oh. Everything I like, tell them say your lick off fini, oh. You know who your friend, you know who yeah you, oh yeah. And let me bestie on bestie, I prefer NSC. I love you now, I prefer my money. Let me drop you off, I prefer my walking. Fuck your BFing.
The man be saying I'm waiting to you, but deep down know say the hot blast. You know we promise to love you forever, but sharing the body, the hot spots. Don't cap, the people you happy to deal with me when you on scraps. The blessings I praying for you, we begin to hear when they don't say you on stop. One care for my enemy.
Yeah. 25. See unlimited, yeah.
I wanna make my life to be alright. Working every day is a lot of sacrifice. I wanna make my life to be alright. Working every day is a lot of sacrifice.
I'm putting time on time, never ever stop cause I want my shine. Nobody there when you down. Do what you like, you can get off the ground. I'm gonna win my crown. To tell everyone I was born to be prime. Everyone has a time. Time to be sad and time to be glad, that's right. You gotta keep on trying no matter what it say. Struggle has no ending. Focus on your way, no more regretting. Your life gonna change and soon you'll be smiling. Keep up the fighting, the battle is yours, just know you are winning. I wanna make my life to be alright.
Well, folks, welcome back to the Rahim Show. As you all know, I'm your host, but I'm being joined here by my friend and brother, Ramsey John, the CEO of Liberty Capital Investment. We will save that for another time to discuss about that investment option that you and I can take advantage of. But we are back here, and we want you to call on the show. The number here to call is 443-312-9435. Call. We are talking about love tonight. Call on the show or send me a message to ask, our guest question. Ransom is here. We are just having a, pre-Valentine Day show tonight, and we want you to call on the show and just share something about love. What do you think love is to you? And share that love. So Ransom, somebody had called and asked me a question. How do you know if you found love? How will you know? How do you know if you have found love? That's a question. They say, ask your studio girl, how do you know if you have found love? So what would you say, Francis?
So for me, I don't know in which context this person is speaking of, but people are different. But what I would say to this person is, it's difficult to know, but if you are intentional, you as an individual, let's say a lady is intentional to pursue a gentleman, or a gentleman is intentional to pursue a lady, and you meet somebody who is like-minded, somebody who is open-minded to settle down, somebody who loves God, somebody who has a purpose for their life, and somebody who is intentional and telling you that they want to have a family, they want to build. Because the thing about love, that's one thing we should also understand. The love has its own excitement. The beginning has a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
But after you have settled in it, that excitement fade away. And when that excitement fade away, some people tend to look for new excitement. So if you are going into a relationship knowing that you are intentional to be with this person, you should first of all understand that aspect of love. that
Yeah.
this love, this excitement that I'm getting is going to go away, it's going to fade away. You should first of all have that in mind. And that person should also have similar mindset.
Yeah.
If you want to take things further, you should get to go, if you're a Christian, get to your church, find somebody in the church. Look for couples who are married. You
Yeah.
want to emulate that.
Yeah.
You want to have that. Look for couple who are married. Get close to them. Let it be your mentor or your
Yeah.
pastor. Let it be your
Oh yes.
mentor.
Yeah.
If you are a Muslim, get to your nearby imam. Get to your nearby mosques.
Yeah.
If you see a couple that you admire, get close to them.
Yeah.
Ask them for that wisdom.
Yeah.
Because that excitement is gonna fade away.
Yeah.
And another thing too is that you seek counseling. If you want to take things further, seek counseling. If this person is willing to go through all of these different steps for you, that's how you know they love you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I love the point you mentioned, and you also balance the thing about different religion, how what approach to meditate. My own answer about this question is true love often involve deep emotional connection. Like both of you are on the same page. I know there will be time where when you love somebody and the person loves you, you will have misunderstanding, but you guys are willing to settle the misunderstanding positively, and and have a little understanding about how you guys can work things out and move forward. And then mutual respect. One of the things that more people today think that is lacking, when more people claim that they love somebody, but yet they don't have respect. you know and you can say you love somebody, brother, right? Then when it comes to the aspects of respect, you know it's lacking. No, I don't think if you love somebody, you will want to, you know, they respect them. And then understanding, they say deep emotional connection, mutual respect and understanding. If he supported, if he when you have no connection, if he supportive, genuine and enduring, because what that relationship is going to, last, because you see the genuineness of the person is on the same page, with
Yeah.
you know, with the sense of comfort and acceptance. You are able to accept the person, because the person is giving that sense of comfort. You know that that person is very, they have the same mindset. You know, let little bit, add some of these things as we talk about love today, right? Most time you find, a lady that you love, and you have a goal. As men, we all have a goal, because I don't think I want to live my life and when I make money, I just eat everything. Make money, I just eat everything. But no, then which means the same mistake my forefather made, I'm trying to make the same mistake. So we men, we have plan. We want to at least establish something in our future, where when we are a certain age, where we are, we don't have the full strength to work, we can be able to depend on those things, and say, yeah, this is what I was able to establish. This can, help me to, take care of my old age. But now when you find a woman who only cares about, I want to go to the place, they spend money. I want to do this one, they spend money. They don't even have vision, because vision is how far you want to see, or where you want to see your life 5 years or 10 years from now. And if you're a man with vision and you don't have a spouse or a girl with vision, brother, it's become a difficult struggle. So I know you want to say something to that, So go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, as you are speaking, what you just mentioned it all boiled down to what people call, or what we call in the modern world, love languages. There are
Yes.
several love languages, and I for one, bro, like when it comes to investment, or when it comes to like saving money to do something, like using $50 to make $100.
Yeah.
So if I'm spending $100, I want to know, why am I spending $100?
Yep.
Is it going to benefit me? How is it going to benefit me? So before I spend any money, like I like to like justify me spending that money with myself,
Yeah.
before I can spend that money. So no, for sure, that's what I want to add. That's what I want to add, because love language, you have to understand your partner love language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, because we are talking about love, and the love that we are talking about, it comes with deep, emotional, intention. When somebody love you, they gotta love you with intention. You ain't gotta be loving you because you're working a 6-figure job. No amount of woman, because they don't even know your struggle before getting to that point. So don't come and ruin somebody's life because you feel the person is making a 6-figure or making half a 6-figure. Then you just not love the person. We want the love to be genuine, because as we celebrate Valentine's Day has to do with expressing love. And so let me tell our viewer out there who are watching the show, please send some a message. Send me a message and ask some questions if you cannot call on the show. But the number there is 443-312-9435. Call in and share your perspective on the show. I know we made the flyer late, in the evening. We didn't inform people 2 or 3 days. Hopefully we'll get to, do something later on where we will make a flyer like 3 days ahead, and have a show where people can know what we're doing. Then they can come live, and sound.
You can also share it on your stories.
Yeah,
like
share everywhere so that people can get to know what
3
we're
days in
doing.
advance.
So, Ramsey, I want us to wrap up our show. I know we are already gone 50 minutes of our time here, from what I see here. And normally we just do an hour because we both have a lot of things to do. From here, I know tomorrow is our day. I know you're going to celebrate with your little son, and shout out to both of you on that day. And myself, like I said, I already made a plan already to take my wife.
And shout out to his mom too. Shout out
to everybody. Yeah, shout out to everybody.
Shout out to your wife. Shout out to our family
shout out
members
to everybody.
who
Shout
want
out
to
to all our
watch this
viewers
podcast later
our
on.
follower on Facebook and YouTube. Shout out to all of them. Happy pre-Valentine's Day to you guys. I hope you celebrate Valentine's Day. Whatever significant order you have tomorrow, celebrate. At least have a good time with them. So, as you're about to, we're about to, wrap up our show. What is your parting statement as we talk about love? What do you think? What do you think is important for people out there to know that is important when it comes to love?
So this is my closing statement, right? It's gonna be broad, and it's gonna have a lot of it's gonna touch a lot of different bases, right?
Yeah.
But what I would say here is that Valentine's Day is more than just it's celebration of romantic love.
Yeah.
Right. It is a reminder to appreciate all forms of love in our lives. Right.
Yeah.
From the love we give ourselves to the love we share with family and friends.
Yeah.
So whether you are single or you are in a relationship, this day is a chance to reflect, connect, and spread kindness.
Yeah.
Let's make it a day of love in every sense of the word.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my parting comment. And I just want to say thank you so much for the invitation.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, because love is not just about, we loving our spouse, loving our family, but it should be something where we express to anyone we find in our life, anyone that come across our path. We should love. The Bible says we should love our neighbor as ourselves. Not just only, because you have a family and you only want to only love your family. You gotta love anybody out there. So, and that makes a very good, point. So, Ramsey, we had a great time. I know we made the announcement about this show lately, but next time we're gonna do it like 3 or 4 days ahead of time, so that more people can come here. Only I think 1 person or 2 person even send me a text asking questions. I think they were afraid of call or so, but we had a great time. For the short time we were able to talk about love, and it's good to have you as always. Please, you're most welcome to the show. We can schedule something about when we're doing our laptop business. We can have you here so you can talk about the investment option and make people to understand why is it important to invest in some of these things, because a lot of people have money today. They don't know how to use the money, and they sometimes buy things that they don't need. They can invest that money to accrue something for themselves. So thank you for taking your time to be with us, folks. I want to say thanks to our viewer out there who watch the show via Facebook and YouTube. I want to say thank you for your time with us. We appreciate your support on our Rahim Show. Until then, I want to say good night, and make sure you be the change you want to see in this world. Good night, Chairman.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want me die, see up then I feel. The all of yeah, crossing your way. The whole your teeth for me, they